Hey YouTube friends, welcome back to Revelation Quilts. This is Suze. Today we're going to be making this awesome quilt which I call Purple Jam. Purple is my jam, and so anytime I get to make a quilt that has purple in it, I'm super pumped, I'm super happy, and it goes in my purple bedroom right along with my purple headboard. So I hope you have fun with this and make it right along with me. And it's going to take a couple jelly rolls, so let's get started. All right, well today we're going to change it up a little bit and we are going to do something with jelly rolls. I have been working mostly with layer cakes and charm packs, but I did have a request to do something with jelly rolls, so that's what we're going to do today. I've got two different jelly rolls. One is the Purple Passion Batiks by Island Batiks, beautiful shades of lavender and purple. The other one is the Kona Solids roll up, and it is the neutral collection, and it's just varying shades of light gray, and it goes all the way dark to black. So we're gonna put something together with these two, and it's going to be awesome. So let's get started. So as you can see, these jelly rolls are arranged from dark to light, and this one is from dark to light also. So I am going to start pairing these up, and I am going to pair up the darkest of the purples with the lightest of the grays. So let's do that first. I'm going to take this lightest gray and this darkest purple, and I am just going to sew those right sides together. And of course with batiks, there is no right or wrong side because it's the same on both sides. But before I sew them together, I'm just going to press them a little bit so that they are nice and flat. They don't have that fold in them, that notorious fold. And these were actually folded 3 ways, so let me do that. A little bit here, okay. And let's sew those right sides together. Okay, so I've paired these up. I'm just going to press it. I'm putting the dark side on top as I press because I am going to be pressing to the dark side. Now, of course, when you sew these together, be sure not to pull or tug on either side because that will cause your pairing to bow a little bit. And then I am just going to press it to the dark side. So I've got these two together. Just ironing very gently, just to get that seam allowance going the direction I want it to. Okay, so there is one pairing done right there. Now I'm going to take the next darkest one, which is right, let's see, this one. So now I'm taking the next darkest one and pairing that one up also with a light one, and I am going to sew those together in a strip set as well. And then we're going to put those two strip sets together. So let me get that sewn. I'll be right back. So I've got these sewn together. Now on this second strip set, we are going to go against all tradition and everything that we know is good and right. And we are going to iron these to the light side. So the opposite of the first strip set. And that goes against everything we've been taught, but it will work out better in the end if we do it this way. So let me get those together. And now we are going to put these two strip sets together, and we are going to make a tube. So when we make this tube, we are going to put the white on top of the white and the purple on top of the purple, or whatever color or print that you're using. And you can nest those seams together, and we're just going to put that right on top of each other, and we're going to make a strip tube. So we're going to sew down both sides of this so that we have a tube when we're all done. So let me go sew those together, and I will be right back and show you what I have done. All right, well, here we are. I've sewn down both sides of my strip set, and now I literally have a tube that I could stick my arm in if I wanted to. Now that we're done with that, I'm just going to give it a quick press so I know that it's nice and straight. And since I nested those seams in the middle, it should iron up beautifully. And here we go. All right, very nice. All right, on to the next thing. Now I've got this ruler here, and it's called the strip tube ruler. And if you don't have a strip tube ruler, I don't know if you can see it. If you don't have the strip tube ruler, it's okay. Let me put a piece of white fabric out here so you can actually see what this ruler looks like. That's what it looks like. If you don't have one, it's okay. You can use a regular ruler because all we need is this 90-degree square right here, because we are going to be making triangles from our strip set. So let me move this out of the way. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to cut off the selvages on here so we can start with a fresh cut. So let me just get that edge off there. Okay, now we have a nice straight edge to start with. And I'm going to take my strip tube ruler, and I am going to put it on. I'm going to look at my 5.5 inch line here, and I'm going to put that on my seam that I sewn. Don't put it on the edge of the fabric. Line it up right against that seam. Maybe if I flip this over, it'll be so much easier to see. So I'm taking my 5.5 inch line. It's a dotted line on this ruler, and I'm putting that right on the seam. And I'm just going to cut this going up this way. Excuse my arm, and then coming back down this way. That little stinker doesn't want to cut. Let me make sure I'm lined up all pretty. There we go. Cutting backwards is weird. This is garbage, so I'm going to throw that away. And so what we end up with is a block that looks like this. So it's white with the purples on either side. Now, all I'm going to do now is turn my ruler over and do the same thing for this side. I'm going to take my 5.5 inch seam. I can line that right up to the edge because that is a nice fresh cut. And I can just cut down this side now. And so, but this one's going to look different. This is going to have my purples right in the middle there. So I'm just going to start cutting away and making all of these cuts. And let's see how many that I get out of this. Now with this next cut, I can't go right to the edge because I've got this little angle here that won't be good. If I cut that, that will not make it perfectly square. So I'm going to start a little ways over and cut that across. See if I can do better this time. There we go. And another one, spin it around. 5.5. This one I can go right to the edge with. more. Let's see, that's 4. Let's see here. This is me experimenting. Can I make one more? No, oh, wait. Oh, it's cutting it awful close. Do I even need one more? Let's see. I'm gonna do it and see what happens. Nope. Okay, that's scrubby. So how many do we get? 1. 3, 4, 5. We got 5 of one and 4 of the other. This is extra. We don't need this one. So we got 4 of each one. And let's iron those and see how beautiful they are. I'm just going to iron them open. Okay, so I've got my 4 pieces. I am going to put them together like this. I'm going to cut my dog ears off later, but I just want to show you what this is going to look like. It's like an adorable X. How pretty is that? It's so pretty. So let me cut my dog ears off. I'm just going to do it by hand, because sometimes it just is easier to do it by hand. And that way it's just not so bulky when I sew them together. Okay, I'm gonna sew that together like a 4 patch. So I'm gonna sew those together and sew those together. I'm gonna chain stitch them, and I'm gonna do that right now. So I've got these 2 sewn together. I chain piece them. The top one, I am going to make this seam allowance go towards that way. And then this seam allowance I'm going to make go towards the opposite way. And then when I put them together, these seams here will nest, so that will keep it nice and straight. So I've made that seam, and I'm just going to open it up and press that open. How cute is that? It's adorable. So I am going to make these. I've got these 4 that it's going to look exactly like this. So when I go to do the next one, I'm going to take the next darkest one and the next lightest one of the other one. So now I've got the first 2 done. They're identical. They're exactly the same. I can put them together like this, and that will make big X's. Or I can put them together like this, and that is going to make this cute little hourglass block in the center. And so I'm going to do it like this, and I'll put those up. And now the next one I am going to do is I'm going to take the next lightest one in my jelly roll. It's just a tad darker than the last one, but it's still super light. And I'm going to take the next two, the next darkest and the next lightest from each jelly roll, and I'm going to put those two together now. I'm going to do that same thing. I'm just going to work my way down the darkest and the lightest of each jelly roll. And then so I'm hoping that by the time all of my blocks are made, I can swoop down the whole quilt and have some sort of cool ombre effect. And we're going to see how that goes. So do this with me and it'll be fun. So here's the end result. I really like it, but I did not use the whole jelly roll. I ended up picking out the ones, especially in the neutral ones that looked, I picked out the ones that looked more tan, and I only kept the ones that looked real true gray. So I just wanted to give you full transparency on that. It'll be fun. Okay, so this is what I ended up with. It does look a little bit ombre, but not as ombre as I thought it would be, but I still really like it. I just kept trying to arrange it so it didn't look awkward, and so it ends up brighter in the middle, and it kind of gets darker as you veer out into the corners. And so I do like it. I've decided not to put a border on it because I just think it looks really good the way it is. So I'm just gonna quilt it and then bind it. But I did have a bunch of leftover pieces, and so I decided to make a really cute table runner out of my leftover pieces, and I just kind of put them together, not thinking about the ombre at all. I just kind of put them in a pattern that I really liked, and I quilted that and bound it, and so that's going to go on my table because my table has purple chairs, of course. And so I think it really turned out cute, and I really like it, and so it's going to go in my bedroom. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Please, if you liked it, please click that like button and subscribe, and please feel free to share it, because I just love quilting with friends and sharing knowledge, and so that's what I'm all about. So enjoy the rest of your day and have a great time. Thanks for watching.